After the Rhine cruise with Uniworld, the travel group disembarked in Basel on November 5, 2017. It was cold with a slight drizzle. There was some misunderstanding, but settled when the coach supervisor agreed to act as tour guide for our short tour of Basel before leaving for Zurich.
Capital of culture of Switzerland, not only because the surface is quite special, and have a look on your right hand side, then you can see the famous Cathedral of Basel. The Cathedral of Basel was also built about. We are now driving towards the main train station of Basel. This is also. Ja. Genau. It's one of the rare streets where you can drive through, and this is the. In front of you there is a colorful.
They dropped the tour supervisor here before proceeding to Zurich.
So I thank you a lot for your attention.
And this was the supervisor who stood in as their tour guide. The travel group are now on their way to Zurich. They finally arrived in Zurich, after 1 hour coach drive. The next morning, the group took a half-day city tour, by tour agent, Viator.
Is converted into going out, bars, restaurants and so on, and it's theaters as well. It's quite a nice area here for the youngsters.
The coach is now heading towards Zurich Lake.
Lake here. The lake is now wider than 3 to 4 kilometers. Here you can see it's practically a river, therefore it's flowing as well, and therefore it's kind of different.
This was their first stop.
That's for the green one. Blue one ends there in front. Huh? So, if you have seen it, take the photographs. Come back.
A tour of Lake Zurich inside a ferry followed. Here we see the coach waiting to come out of the ferry. The last car had to leave first, before the coach could depart. Tour of Zurich continues.
And Horgen is very interesting because we have along the lake a lot of pile dwellings. From Zurich via Küsnacht 2 miles where we drive, and here in this area as well. The farmers here from the Horgen area, they were living here.
A cogwheel train took them up to Zurich Berg, which is a hill overlooking Lake Zurich. This is Hotel Dolder Grand, a 5-star hotel in Zurich Berg. The hotel guests have exclusive use of this golf course here. The tour group is now making their way down Zurich Berg.
Therefore it's always around 650 to 800 meters, not much more, and therefore you can walk here for hours very flat. Therefore King of the Fever used to be here. Now we have Infantino is the next boss. Pass her house then in a few moments as soon as we leave the town. They do construct the IT supplement, what they just started a couple of weeks ago.
The coach passed the University of Zurich.
Was as well a German Pfalz, because the Germans always found, like I said, 13th, 14th, 15th century constructed, as Switzerland hasn't been in a war, not in the First, not in the Second World War, these houses. This part we are driving now is more amusement, is more had to burn somehow, and in 14 months they constructed this and opened in 1891, so with Wagner, of course. It has 1,100 seats.
Going now into the Altstadt or Old Town and Bahnhofstrasse, an expensive avenue of shops.
And here we stop with the bus, and we will restart here from...
On the left is Frau Münster Church, and on the right is St. Peter's Church.
On signs like it was in France. Huh? With houses like this one, or like this. I was checking it, but it's not correct. And the artist who made it, he said, I have to have the equal with the number 8 and with the number 7. And, ladies and gentlemen,
this is the square with shop houses and water fountains. The water fountains provide drinkable water any time of the day. A nice view of the clock tower of St. Peter's Church. A beautiful view of Limmat River. This is Grossmünster Cathedral. This cathedral is a Romanesque-style Protestant church. The Münster is a very good landmark here. Another view of the Limmat River, on video.
so was it a good walk? For tomorrow?
This is one of the public toilets of Zurich. This is the end of the tour, and the coach is returning to the station.
Where the people are, that was once the Roman Castello and as well the German Pfalz. Then comes the interesting building. You see the white building there with on the other side of the...
The next day, the traveling group took a one-day tour to Jungfrau. The train station in Jungfrau, at 11,332 feet elevation, is the highest in Europe. It is a heritage site.
A very nice train station here on the left-hand side, una pequeña estación de trenes aquí a la izquierda. You can reach almost every place here in our country on a public transportation. Also at the top of the Brünig there is also the Hasli-Berg-Brünig train. So it almost looks like Christmas, huh? It's opening, clearing up, parece como Navidad. El tiempo se está mejorando. When we go up to the Jungfrau, we are going to take the train from Grindelwaldgrund. We're going back down to Lauterbrunnen, and in Lauterbrunnen we have a beautiful waterfall coming down from 300 meters from the mountain.
The coach is now heading towards Interlaken, where they will stop for lunch before proceeding to Grindelwald.
So in this region we have also the open-air museum called Ballenberg. This is the place where you have... it's also very nice to visit when you are here in Switzerland. So you see the construction of the cantons. You can see the varieties of construction. Command if many are hungry or thirsty to get yourself something at Hooters. They are very quick in preparing something. It is going to be around 1 o'clock till we get up to the top of the Jungfrau. There are restaurants up there. That is not the problem. There is also a noodle bar at the entrance when we arrive. There is food enough up at the top, but if you are very, very hungry, I always suggest to get something very quick to eat at Hooters when we have this.
They arrived at Interlaken. They were given some free time to view the town. And here are some of the pictures taken.
It's 1 to 9 and you are not feeling well, there are always help buttons on the way, so don't hesitate, press one of these help buttons and then you will get help. While you are just visiting these galleries 1 to 9 on your own, because I want everybody to do their own things up at the top, take you the time you need for everything. He died before. You will also see this story in one of these galleries. So the UNESCO Heritage Jungfrau Joch, the idea of Adolf Guyer-Zeller. Cuando voy a ir a buscar los billetes en Grindelwald. La explicación también de toda la construcción que van a ver en la galería era Adolf Guyer-Zeller, el que tuvo la idea de construir este tren hacia ahí arriba. En 1853 ha empezado a dibujar su idea. Ha tomado 16 años hasta que la construcción había terminado. Dani, hörst du mich?
Ja.
Wenn wir aussteigen, wäre ich dir sehr dankbar, wenn du vielleicht würdest schauen, dass die 5 von der rosarote Sticker haben, Grindelwald, Interlaken im Bus bleiben. Dass die nicht aussteigen, damit wir nicht das Zero, the place where we are going to meet again at 3:25. Cuando subimos a la Jungfrau Joch, entramos en una aula grande donde se puede
If somebody wanted to speak.
So in German we have a saying, nice people have nice weather. Look at this beautiful day. So Felipe and I are very happy to have you here on our bus. Yeah, nice, huh?
The coach ride ended here, as they had to take a train from this station. This is Greidelwald station. From here they had to take a train to Kleinscheidegg station, where they will change to a cogwheel train to Jungfrau, York. The following are videos taken while inside the train.
Christmas already.
Wow. You walk, you can see.
Yeah, 10 inches. Oh my God. This is like Toronto. Sun already. I got so many of those. It's Christmas one.
I know we have two modes. One, we park our car somewhere. They actually try to prevent, so when the thing burns up.
A final change to a cogwheel train to Jungfrau, York, was made here. This is Jungfrau, York. A restaurant, gift and souvenir shop, ice palace and alpine activities are found here. A tunnel from here and a lift brings you up the highest point, called the Sphinx Observatory. A memorable afternoon well spent. It was time for their train journey back. It would seem that more snow had fallen overnight here. The train is now approaching the town of Wengen.
Oh, it was so nice, but it's so expensive. Of course not, but electricity is more expensive than oil.
The street is only when we go and bake.
The train has now reached the station of Wengen, and is the end of our video slideshow. It made a brief stop before heading back to Lauterbrennen, and thence by coach to our hotel in Zurich.